right way.
Gonna be great, gonna be a good day.
This is Jase and Lauren on Melbourne's Nova 100.
Well, good morning, Melbourne, and happy Friday Eve.
Good morning.
Morning,
Thursday.
team. How we doing?
Morning, everyone.
Oh, Carson Cressley's in the house. Good morning. I saw
Carson
you.
Cressley.
Well, I saw you all zhuzhed up
I was zhuzhed up.
last night at Glamour on the Grid.
It's a nice night,
How
actually.
was it? My social media feed was full of glamorous outfits.
Run me through it. This is for people who don't know. They do a little event in the pits.
Yeah, on the pits, Albert Park, Lake Track.
So it's like an opening party for the Grand Prix.
It's been described, I don't get this, because you're in a Harry the Hire tent, the Met Gala for Melbourne.
Wow.
Well, I don't think it's not the same
It's
concept.
sort of not quite there.
But it's saying it's like the biggest fashion event on the Australian calendar.
Yeah, right.
I've got some inside goss from the event, which I'm going to bring you later this morning.
It's pretty fancy.
More importantly, hors d'oeuvres. Arancini?
No arancini. I would have
that's a
loved
disgrace.
a lot of fish.
What?
Yeah, like kingfish,
Oh,
salmon,
yum.
that
Yum.
sort of setup. I would have loved a sausage roll.
Yeah, it sounds like
Okay.
a skinny menu.
Do you think they're serving sausage rolls at the Met Gala?
You know
Well,
what?
they should, you know?
Exactly. What about on the way
Beyonce-
out? On the way out, a little sausage roll wouldn't hurt.
Well, you can just swing past 7-Eleven and grab one on the way out.
Yeah, that's not
In your ball
Those
gown.
jumbo sausage rolls are very
They're
good.
very strong.
Very
Very,
The traveller.
very-
So they
traveller pie,
the
otherwise
traveller-
known as a little rat coffin.
But the travellers, aren't they like, so you can eat them in the packet and you don't get the crumbs all over you?
Yeah, that's why they call it traveller.
That's what I just asked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I was very disciplined last night, though. Everyone's like, come on, stay. All the usual culprits.
Who was
and I
there?
was like, oh, no, I'm going to go home.
What time?
Jason
Hang on,
Lauren.
hang
I'm
on.
only in week 2.
Hang on, Mother Teresa. You make it sound like, the good Christian
What time
boy.
did I get home? About 11.
Oh, yeah, it's still
Hand on
late.
heart, 11.
What time do you start?
Oh, like 8.
I was in bed by 8:10.
So was
saw.
I, yeah.
I saw one of your friends was off to the Glamour on the Grid and you were in your tracky dacks.
My best friend Lucy and my brother and sister-in-law. I
saw
helped them
them
all get ready and sent them on their way while I looked after the baby momentarily.
Yeah, right.
How was babysitting?
I had a champagne with them though because FOMO.
Oh,
with
great.
the
The
baby.
babysitter was boozed. Awesome.
That's all right.
Jesus.
Baby in one hand, champagne in the other.
Yeah, that's how our mums did
I
it.
only had a
Look
little
at how
half
we turned out.
glass.
Oh, no, that's rookie. That's rookie. You need one of those hats that I've got that holds the two cups with
Yeah.
a straw. Then you
Yeah.
can change them at the same time.
Yeah. Just don't tilt your head too far forward or some might spill on them.
It's good to share. Teach them.
I thought everyone looked great.
Tops of 31 today. It is a chilly 11 degrees at the moment.
No. Tops of 21
10 on it.
today.
That font's got to change.
We got to get these temperature screens fixed.
Can I get some bifocals, please?
Tops of 21. You got me excited when you said 31.
I know, I'm the same. Oh, yeah, now when you squint.
Yeah. Don't go home and change your outfit into hot pants and a singlet top.
You know what the weather screen is here in Nova? Like those old artwork where you got to squint. and
Magic
then-
Eye.
Magic eye, and then boom,
I could
there it
never,
jumps out at you.
I could never do those.
You never saw
22
the
in
Harbour Bridge?
Frankston, though.
Oh, the Harbour
no,
Bridge one
never.
was amazing.
Hey, guys, let me take you to Japan.
Please do.
I love Japan. Beautiful country. I don't know much about their political landscape, though, but a scandal has come out involving the ruling party and some scantily clad dancers. That's right. It's emerged a Liberal Democratic Party, which has the majority over there, through an event. And this is how it's written. You know how the Japanese are very polite the way they word things. At the event, women wore revealing underwear and sat on the laps of members of parliament with men throwing money at the dancers. They also used their lips to receive banknotes hanging from the mouths of the men in attendance.
Don't put money in your mouth, girls. It's
Okay, this is the best
very
bit.
dirty.
One of the organisers later sought to defend the event by saying that the presence of the go-go dancers were intended to ensure diversity. However, the excitement that ensued, particularly towards the end of the social gathering, exceeded my expectations. Basically, they threw a party, they had adult dancers, and it got out of control.
It
and they're
always
citing
does.
diversity.
They
Always
are
does.
citing diversity, Clint.
I find
And go-go dancers, just not wearing much clothes.
I'm uncomfortable in strip clubs.
Oh,
I think they're called... Are they called strip clubs? I don't think so anymore.
Oh, okay. I was
dancing bars?
Adult dancers.
I was
erotic
at
dancers.
erotic dancer. I was at
Erotic?
I was at one in
Exotic.
Vegas,
Oh, yeah.
right? And it was with a bunch of people from radio. How sad's this? Over there, if you would like a lap dance, you pay for the song. right? So it might be like...
What, you're
say-
requesting a song?
No. So it might be like $50, but the lap dance is the length of the song.
So what's that Meatloaf song that has 97
That's
verses?
the thing. It was so sad because I was there with radio people, so they all knew how long songs would go.
That's good.
So a long song would start, and you'd watch them all go, I'll get a dance, I'll get a dance.
Yeah, no one would be picking that Amy Shark song.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
not.
a quickie.
1:58.
Yeah, minute 58, you barely got your money out. Like, and it's over.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Isn't that
then you're all
strong?
the
Freddie
long
Mercury
songs.
knew what he was doing with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 13, 24, 10, if you have a stripper story.
An adult dancer
Adult dancing
story.
yarn. All right, we'll go with that. I've told you about what happened on my bucks, didn't I, at the airport?
What, you
At
got a
the
lap dance at
airport?
the airport?
So I was living in Brisbane at the time. I was flying down to Sydney to see the lads. on my
Lads,
bucks.
lads.
It's 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, right? And I've flown in wearing like my one collared shirt, jeans, ready to go, right? And they said, look, we're just going to pick you up from the airport.
Had you already straightened your hair? Did you have a hat on?
No, pre-straightened.
Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm outside Qantas. There's families like lined up next to me at the pickup bay. And then I hear, do. A stretch Hummer comes rolling into the airport, which is embarrassing enough.
Yeah.
And then a girl gets out
Oh.
with a whip
At the airport?
at the airport in the pickup zone in front of families,
Right.
points at me, does the whip, and tells me to get in the car at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm holding my overnight bag. I get in the stretch Hummer. They're all like 4 sheets to the wind. So they're like, whoa.
Did you have a backpack on?
No, I had like a little overnight with my wheels. So I get in the Hummer. Everyone's trolleyed in the car, right? This is 2 o'clock in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
because they've been going since 10 a.m.
It's
waiting
my
for
bucks.
you.
Why are they?
But what were you thinking flying down at 2 o'clock? Of course they were going to get
Nice.
started on the breakfast cocktails.
That's when she got me to lie on the floor of the Hummer. And as we're leaving the
Is
airport...
this story appropriate to tell on
Yeah,
radio?
no, that's
Okay.
fine. She gets me to lay on the floor of the stretch Hummer and then pulls out a little vial of liquid.
What?
Are you sure this story is appropriate?
Where's this going? What?
We got the dump button ready to go.
What?
We've only just started here. Don't get us fired. Okay,
She gets
go
this
on.
little bottle of liquid and sprays it over me, right, down my pants, and then pulls out a match, drops the match. Now, keep in mind, the car is moving, and my pants go up in flames, and then she quickly pats them out and goes, wow. And that was her party trick.
I can't believe you weren't wearing a seatbelt.
Everyone in the car starts cheering, and I'm laying on the ground with singed pants.
Hang on.
Completely
Singed?
sober.
What was
Singed.
in-
Completely sober.
What was in the vial of liquid?
Well, obviously something flammable.
That's not normal. You can't be
That's
setting people
very
on
abnormal
fire at
behaviour.
the
Yeah.
Bucks party.
And then what was
Did it
worse?
burn you?
Yeah, well, like it burnt my jeans a little bit, and everyone was cheering, and
burn
I'm
your-
like, I haven't even had
Didn't
it.
burn your man parts, did
No,
it?
no, I haven't even
Did you
had
have
a
jocks on?
beer yet. Yeah. And then the worst bit was it's
You wouldn't want to singe your...
No.
by the
singe
time
your
we
bits
get to the
pre-wedding.
Sydney CBD, it's now 3 p.m. and obviously
I reckon he singed
Don't need
his
the
willy.
lawnmower, do you?
He's not acknowledging me, is he, Clint?
she didn't burn my willy. All right. But it got to 3 o'clock. We had to let her out in the city because the hour was up.
How'd you get?
She was off to burn somebody else.
Did you get out? That's wild.
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing. If my husband came back from his Bucks party and was like, you'll never guess what. An
quite-
adult dancer set
Sorry.
me on fire.
13, 24, 10. The bar has been set.
Oh, that's
Is
ridiculous.
that what you're calling it?
Do you
The bar
have,
has been set on fire.
do you have an adult dancer tale? Not a stripper story.
Did they singe your todger?
Are you two done?
Isn't that what Prince Harry calls it?
13, 24, 10. In return, I'll give you $200 to fill up on fuel and coffee at Shell Coles Express. The adult dancer at My Bucks can highly recommend the fuel there at Shell. 13,
No,
24,
not
10.
petrol. That's not funny.
Join us on the air. 13, 24, 10. What is your adult dancer story?
Well done, Jase.
Thank you.
Adult dancers, they've got into trouble in Japan in the parliament.
Never been.
They referred to them as go-go dancers who accepted money in their mouth and their knickers.
I just got a message from a friend with a story about a gerbil, but I'm not sure if it's true.
Or appropriate.
13,
A
24, 10.
They don't dance.
Let's go to the phones. Scott. Depends the club. Scott,
They
what's your
don't
story?
dance.
So it was my 21st birthday at a friend's house, having a few drinks, having a good time. Friends get an adult dancer.
Yep.
They tie me to a chair, blindfold me, lift my shirt up, undo my pants, shaving cream, set me on fire.
Oh, you got burnt too. What is going
Can
on?
we not be setting people on fire?
I know.
And
Yeah.
if it wasn't any better, it was on video, and my partner at the time was watching me get set alight on fire. So that was
Yeah. Enough
Okay.
for the fire.
Yeah.
Enough for the fire.
I know, I don't like that.
Is that a kink, is it?
I don't know.
It doesn't sound
Certainly
like Scott
not in my
enjoyed
book.
it.
It's
No.
like when parents say don't run with scissors. Don't strip with a flame. Like, I think it needs to be a rule.
Yes.
There it is.
Okay, we're talking...
Adult entertainment.
that's the one.
That's what we're talking. Well, not all adult entertainment. Adult, professional.
Is it true you got someone kicked out of a pet shop?
Pet shop. It's otherwise known as Baby Cats.
Ah.
Oh, in South Melbourne.
I've only ever
Yeah,
been
right.
once.
Just
Not
around
a
the
good
corner.
boy.
Yeah, right.
No, I walked in and I took like 5 steps inside, and this bloke came running
What were
up
you
to
doing
me.
in there?
Oh, I was just
Doing a story
research.
for Channel 9? Yeah, right.
And the guy goes, "Oh, can I get a selfie?" And I didn't realise what the etiquette was
Well, you
No
probably didn't
photos.
realise where you were or what
because
day
I've
it was
never
either.
been before.
Yeah, right.
He snapped a selfie and got wrestled to the ground and taken out because you're not allowed to take photos in there.
No.
James.
They
Of course you
wrestled
can't.
him to the
they,
ground?
Well, they were like, "No photos, mate. Show us your camera." Show us. It wasn't me. I just walked away.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing that.
Why didn't you save him? He
Oh,
was a
no,
fan.
no, no,
You're not
no.
allowed to take photos in there.
Is it every man for himself in there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, I was staying.
Oh, he-
Sometimes, like
I was-
that night, there were more women there than men. Sorry, Lauren.
All right.
That's right. You dabbled in the world of stripping too, didn't you?
Well, I didn't, but I was living with a friend who threw a bucks party, and I didn't know they were going to the races, and it got rained out, so they all came back to the house, and I just got out of the shower in my towel, and this woman was in my room and said, "Oh, I didn't know there was 2 of us working today," and I was like, "Who are you?" And she was the hired adult dancer for the bucks party, who thought I was a second hired adult dancer, but I actually just lived there and was in my towel getting out of the shower.
Quite a competitive market, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you were getting paid to be there, you wouldn't want someone else splitting the tips.
Yeah, right. So did you guys split the tips? How'd it work? Or did you just let her have them all?
I put my clothes on very quickly and climbed out the window.
Like the opposite of what she was doing. 13 24 10. If you have an adult dancer story, let's go to the phones.
Let's go to Elwood. Millie, good morning.
Morning.
What happened?
So I would have been about 7 or 8, and we were having like a massive, like I've got a massive family,
Right.
and there would have been about 20 other kids around my age, all my cousins,
Kids?
and we were sitting around at my holiday house having like lunch or like an early dinner or something, like a
Yeah.
late lunch, and in come like a group of like 4 or 5 like girls dressed with whips and like a big speaker, ready to get it on.
The big speaker's a dead giveaway, isn't it?
And a wheelie suitcase.
Yeah.
And it took them like a good minute and a half to kind of realise, like walking up the whole driveway, to realise that we weren't the right house, and it was the house across the road having a bucks party.
Yeah.
Oh, and they turned up with all the kids sitting on the floor having
That's
family
awkward.
dinner.
This isn't past the parcel. What's going on here?
No.
Wow.
Shame.
Wow.
All right, James from Cranbourne, good morning. I believe a dancer caused an injury. Uh-oh.
not to me, but welcome back, guys. Good to have you back on the radio.
Good on you, James.
Thanks, James.
bro.
But so I was about 16 or 17 years old, and I was at one of my family friends, like my brother's best mate's bucks party.
Yeah.
I wasn't drinking, drink responsibly, but he had an adult dancer, and he had stretcher earrings, like big ones, because he was into like rock
no.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But the adult dancer was giving him a lap dance, and as she's gone to put her leg over his head,
No.
her high heel has gone through his ear
No.
and ripped his pieces.
No.
Yeah, I vomited instantly, so my brother's mates used to call me Chucky.
So he's covered in blood and vomit.
Oh,
No, I vomited on my dad.
great.
Thank you, fashion police.
I was just looking up the schedule for today.
Oh, yeah, hit me with it.
So, there's the Porsche Carrera Cup, but then there's something called the Ford Supervans,
The super vans.
which I've never heard
What's
of.
a super van?
I've never heard of people racing vans before.
Give us
What
a
is
look.
the super
So I've
van?
looked them up, and they're actually like
No way.
racing vans.
What?
It's like you
What,
pull.
like tradie vans?
It's like pulling out the Tarago.
We should take the Casanova van down there.
Absolutely.
Look, they actually race vans.
Oh, my God. Like a mum's burnout contest in the van.
Do you reckon they got 4 kids in the back?
Absolutely.
6 maybe.
Wow.
I've never seen that. Is that a new thing?
Do they do a flyover today? I love
No,
a flyover.
flyover's
No.
Sunday only.
Oh, I love a flyover. They do the
Yes.
smoke.
They do the
roulettes.
F-18s.
Yeah,
What
that's
are they?
cool.
F-18s?
Is that the roulettes?
I don't know.
The ones that do all the formations.
And the big Quanny plane as well, the
Yes.
Qantas plane.
Oh, that's right.
But the Formula One, we said before, the F1 cars, they don't actually hit the track today. Tomorrow is their first practice.
Right.
Question.
Question.
Passengers on board the Qantas flight?
I don't think so.
I don't think, do they still
But
do
then
the
again,
Qantas
if you're
thing?
going to put petrol in that thing,
Might
you
as
want
well
to
chuck
take them
passengers in
somewhere.
there too.
I don't think they do the Qantas plane anymore, do they? Because I don't think
They might
Qantas
not be a
sponsor it.
sponsor.
It used to fly very low, didn't
Oh,
it?
very
Very
good.
low.
The A380. Oh,
They use the A380.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
They got it involved.
Yeah, clearly
Yes.
airspace, the big boys coming through.
Anyway,
Big
last
boy.
night,
Would you say
glamour on the grid. It's
Melbourne's
quite hard
Night
to
of
say.
Nights?
Well, one of Melbourne's Night of Nights. Melbourne was dazzling. It's very elaborate. There are some big gowns.
So this is the opening night party, and it's
Yep.
on this back straight. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, in pit lane, basically, in the
Wow.
paddock.
All right, let's go through a couple.
Okay, well, first
the
and foremost,
outfits.
there's a lot of high danger there because walking around, I was stepping on all these lavish dresses. There was one lady who was covered in black feathers,
Oh,
and
Like-
I stepped on her dress a couple of times, and the feathers just went
Like an ostrich.
like Aussie ostrich.
there's nothing worse than wearing one of those long dresses with a train and you just walking, minding your own business, and someone stands on the back, and all of a sudden you get.
But is it
whiplash.
really the place for a
No, that
a
is not the
train?
place. You need to be holding
Yes.
it.
No,
you-
trains.
If
It's a
you-
black
do you know
tie
what?
event.
You
No
gotta-
trains.
You got a chain. You take your bridesmaids. You have the people that hold it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, imagine turning up with like 4 people holding your feathers at
All
the
right, let's
back.
go
All right.
through a
Okay.
few. These are my highlights.
Yep.
We've got a
Okay.
slideshow here, Jase.
All right,
Just for you. First one.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
Oh, it is.
Jamie as a party, the stylist Clint, talk us through that.
that looks well.
He looks like he's in a sleeping bag from Anaconda. It's like a giant puffy one
No,
piece.
you know what it looks
I
like.
think they're wearing a pantsuit with a very elaborate coat.
It looks like a pregnancy pillow.
That's what it does. It does. It looks like a pregnancy pillow. Have you ever had one of them? They are incredible. Don't wait to get up the duff to buy a pregnancy
They look
pillow.
very
No,
Go
good,
and get
though.
yourself one today.
We've got the king size pillows, the really long ones, and I flip that on its side and like
Very strong
spoon it.
outfit.
Because I remember when Lou and I were fighting, I'm like, you could leave me. I've got my pregnancy pillow. I'll still be spooned.
So Jamie in blue, that's number one. I'm
Yep.
going to give that an 8
Is that
out
one of the
10.
team colours, Clint?
Maybe.
Not sure.
All right.
This is Pip Edwards.
Pip Edwards
Now,
is
Pip-
very cool.
Pip has gone from PE Nation fame.
Yes.
She's gone with a lovely frock, but has jazzed it up with a leather jacket.
It's perfect. It's motorsport.
Yeah, it's got a bit of an edge to it. It looks like she arrived in a sidecar. But it's.
I love it.
Okay.
Because
All right.
it's. I mean, she's got a train. You wouldn't like that, Clint.
Nope.
But I think the leather jacket makes it event appropriate.
What do you got, Carson? Last two.
my final one.
Our final one, yep.
This is Maria Thatil
Always looks
and
amazing.
Moana Hope.
Yeah.
One of Melbourne's it couples.
Gorgeous.
Maria going for
Oh,
She's forgot the outfit. She just remembered the belt. All she's done is bring a belt.
well, safety first, Jase.
so her whole front is strapped up in a belt, in many
She's
belts.
just wearing a belt.
She's
Or-
wearing 4 belts as a dress.
Lara Bingle was at a function the other day and wore, I'm sure it was some very expensive design. It was just belts all done up down the front.
She
Belts
can't
and
go
a
to the airport. You know how you got to take your belt
Oh,
off in
no.
security?
No, yeah.
She'll be nude. Got a good mate of mine, Miles, over in the UK. Used to work together in New Zealand. He went back home. Stay in touch a lot online. But you know what it's like with friends overseas? You might go a number of weeks or months before you catch up.
But how good, like the internet can be good and bad, but
So good.
social media and all those apps are so great for staying in touch with people who move away.
100%. You still feel like you're part of each other's
Yeah.
lives. And then, you'll check in, do a Skype call now and then because of the time difference.
But
If-
half the time, because of social media, you feel like you know what they're doing anyway, so you don't reach out and check in.
Exactly. And you think, everything seems fine over there. And normally, because of the time difference, him and I will talk on the way to me coming into work.
Yeah,
Breakfast,
right.
you know what
that's
I mean?
good.
Yeah. And this morning I woke up to a post from him, and I feel like a really shit friend, to be honest, because exactly like you said, you just think you haven't spoken in a while, everything looks good online, their life must be going well. But he started the year by discovering he had a lump on his testicle.
Oh,
Went and got it checked, diagnosed with testicular cancer.
Oh, Jase.
He's actually doing okay. He went in for surgery and got one of his testicles removed. Since then, they've tested it, and it was all contained to
hadn't spread.
to that one. He'll be monitored for like 5 years, and he's doing all right. But you hit the nail on the head. It was just like, mate, you know,
You assume everything is good in
Yeah.
somebody's life, but ultimately they could be going through quite a time, right?
yeah. I'll tell you what, though, I read it this morning, and I got straight in the shower.
Did he post about it? How did you
Yeah,
find out?
he did a post and replied to a message that I'd sent him, just checking in.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, because blokes don't really talk about this stuff a lot.
No.
I jumped in the shower straight away this morning and had a check, and it was, frightening, but a really good reminder.
Yes, absolutely.
And us blokes can be really terrible. I'm the worst at putting off doctor's appointments.
Likewise. I mean,
Naivety, and I think I'm okay. If I
Yeah.
don't think about it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are like that too. But it is a poignant reminder that, because often when you think you might feel something or find something, you think, oh no, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you're embarrassed. You don't want to go to the doctor and go, oh, I don't know if I'm overreacting. No one wants to be a hypochondriac, right?
Yeah.
But you got to stay on top of that stuff and thankfully he did.
Well,
right?
he said, like, he was joking around, but he goes, how us blokes sit on the couch with our hand down our pants. And he goes, and that was me.
I have noticed that all men I've ever come across in my life do that.
God, you get up us for checking. But yeah, he goes, I was sitting there.
is this what we've got to do, Dave?
If you're checking, it's allowed.
Okay.
A lot of the time it's when you're hung. People do that. Like, it's,
Oh, yeah, it's a real comfit thing,
it
isn't it?
really is, isn't it?
What, holding your willy?
Yeah.
Well, you don't hold the willy.
You just chuck the hand down there to
it's
warm it
just
up.
down there, just halfway.
Should get an oven
It's
mitt.
not on
Are
the
you
actual.
like cupping?
I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes.
Or are you just putting your hands in your pants to keep your fingers warm?
Depends the position you're
Oh, it's
sitting
not
on the
a warm
couch. If you're
thing.
in a reclined thing, you might cup.
But then you guys, this is my issue with it. You don't think get up and wash your hands before you do anything. You just go about your day. Go and
Yeah.
make a sandwich.
Well, that area's clean.
Is it though?
Give us a look at your phone. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't touch.
Get your
don't touch her
dirty
belongings.
ball holding hands off my phone. As long as you're checking, it's fine.
I'm checking.
But that's literally how it came about for him. And he was sitting there watching TV, and he's like, "Oh, hang on, that
Wow.
doesn't feel right." And yeah, it was a smack over the head this morning. A,
It
just
is,
how
yeah.
quickly things can change,
Yeah.
and B, just social media can put up a fake little front of what people are going through.
And doctors will say in the shower for blokes.
Do
it's the
they?
Best way to check.
Well, you're there, I can tell you now. I did this morning. It was the first thing I did. So it's a good wake up call. Any
And if you
blokes
are-
listening this morning?
Sitting on the couch with your hands down your pants, fellas. Make it useful.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. So don't listen to our show while you're doing it. I find that quite weird. Come on, the Pies.
Up the pies, you reckon?
Big night tonight, taking on St Kilda. I thought they were actually in pretty good form last week.
The Saints?
Yeah.
At the MCG.
Yeah.
Oh, but the pies are hard to beat at the MCG.
Exactly. And you know what? We're due for a win. We need a win.
You do.
Were there any...
I don't know the last time Collingwood were
I don't think so.
0-3. Has it ever happened?
So premiers stumping up the next year to defend their premiership. It's never happened 0-3.
I don't think it will happen. I think
No.
they'll win tonight.
We'll get up tonight. Question. You were at Glamour on the grid last night for the
Yes.
Formula One. Any of the Pies there?
Josh Dacos was there
I
think-
see
with his
Josh.
beautiful girlfriend.
Annalise.
Oh, she is
Yeah.
lovely.
They are like the Poschenbecks of
Aren't they
Melbourne.
just?
You know what? He needed to be in bed.
They might have slipped out the side door.
Was
No,
Coxie there?
they're the ambassadors.
Coxie wasn't there.
He's like the face of the Australian Grand Prix.
Well, take a cardboard cutout because he needs his sleep.
Isn't it a night game? He probably needs to stay up late, actually.
Okay, cancel it. Don't follow my advice, guys. Do what you do best.
He's smashing the margaritas, actually.
Don't say that.
No, he
Don't,
wasn't. He
don't, it'll
wasn't.
rattle
He
me.
wasn't. He
Did
wasn't.
you
Got to call
see
my
that?
guy now and pull all the money.
Did you see that hysterical photo that Collingwood posted on their Instagram page when Taylor Swift was in town, and it was Josh Dacos and his beautiful girlfriend Annalise?
Yeah.
And he's sitting there with a bottle of water and her, and they're in their seats smiling like Taylor Swift fans, and Tom Hawkins from Geelong, who's one of my favourite people in the world, is sitting directly next to him. 2 beers, one in each hand.
Oh, he's double parked.
He's double parked.
Taylor Swift.
He's got 2 beers, and Josh Dacos is sitting there like the golden child with his water in the front, and every comment is just giving Hawk an absolute pasting. Speaking of Tom Hawkins, actually, he's playing like his 249th game this week, and so
Wow.
if all goes to plan next week, 300.
300.
That is
Next
awesome.
week will be his 350th.
In Adelaide.
We've got to get him on.
Well, he's got to get through the 249 first before. and then we
$3.49.
can $3.49. Oh my gosh,
You're discounting him
I know,
$100.
$3.49.
It's a lot of games.
There's also a chance this year that he will break the record for most amount of games played at Geelong.
Have a listen to Bruce
I
McAvaney
know.
over
Are
here.
you right there?
I forgot my Tom Hawkins badge today, but I am his
God,
number
give me
one
a
fan.
T. Give me an O. Give me a...
Good on you,
That's
Bruce.
huge though. 350 games.
Huge.
Clint headed to the Formula One Grand Prix yesterday. We're about to hear an exclusive interview.
He did. He was down at Albert Park. Very professional, our Clint Stanaway, our Formula One correspondent for this week.
I've just heard how this recording starts. Did you think we were crossing to you on the news?
Live from the F1 paddock.
Okay, let's do it like we're newsreaders then.
Okay, cool.
And now we're going to cross to our Formula One correspondent at Formula One paddock at Albert Park, Clint Stanaway. Good morning.
Nailed that.
Jason Lauren, thank you so much. We're here with F1 ace Valtteri Bottas in Melbourne ahead of the Grand Prix on Sunday. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Now, first and foremost, we are in a pimped up car. What are we seeing? What are we feeling in here?
I'm feeling great. It's a Ute which we created together with Uber Car Share. And it's actually on rent for people for free
Right.
for the Easter period.
And I mentioned it's pimped out. There are so many cool mod cons. What do we got?
Now, I'll turn off this.
What's that? That's a
pie warmer.
A pie. It's got a. You can just hear that thing. It's got a pie warmer, and the pies are piping hot. You're a meat pie kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm getting into meat pies lately. You know,
Yeah.
it's a very Aussie thing actually. But
Do you have sauce with your meat pie?
I don't yet.
You go raw
Maybe
dog.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a car with many features for a perfect road trip.
Hey, you're a really popular driver on the circuit. I mean, we hear so much here in Australia about Oscar, about Daniel, but you're kind of half Australian.
Could say so.
Yeah.
I feel like that, and I've got so much support here. That is actually, it's really, really. I feel really welcome when I come here.
We're in a Ute, as you say. I'm intrigued to know, what was your first car?
My first car as a 18-year-old was actually Ford Cougar, like a coupe
Okay.
V6.
It sounds a lot nicer than my first car. My first car was a Ford Laser,
Okay,
cream in colour, 1982.
nice.
My co-host Jase, yesterday morning, he was trying to reverse into a car park and he hit the brick wall. He's not very good on the roads. What's the stupidest accident you've had off the track?
Off the track, I will also say parking lot. It was actually last year. I reversed. It wasn't my car. It was somewhere in the US. I had this SUV. It's reversed in a parking lot. I didn't see there was this massive concrete pole and ripped off the whole left mirror.
So what do you put that down to?
Down to lack of concentration.
Okay, see, it happens to the best of us.
Human error.
It's the best of us. We're in Melbourne, obviously. It's a bit windy today, a bit overcast. Hopefully the sun will be shining on Sunday. But what do you do in Melbourne? What do you sort of get up to away from the track?
Normally, honestly, when I get here, it's pretty busy.
Yeah.
But when I have time, like later today, I will go to Urban Surf, practice my surfing skills a bit. I'll go out later on for a nice dinner because obviously the city has so much to offer. And in the mornings, I always try to find some good coffee.
Good coffee.
What's St. Alice.
Oh, St. Ali.
Yeah.
It's just around the corner from us at Nova. What's your sort of go-to coffee? A latte? You'd be a latte guy.
In the morning will be flat white.
Okay, flat white. See,
yeah.
that's a very Australian coffee.
Yeah, it's good coffee here.
Okay. I know you've got the beautiful mullet going at the moment. It's bleach blonde. It looks superb. How long have you had the mullet for?
Mullet has now turned probably 15 months, I would say, but it got bleached by the Australian sun in January. So.
Because you've got the mullet, I want to throw a few Australian words at you. See how you go.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sanger.
Sandwich.
Oh, he's good. Chock-a-block.
Full.
Oh, that's 2 from 2. Tracky Dax.
Tracky decks. Is it just like trackies or?
Yeah, tracksuit pants.
Yeah.
What about if you crack a bevy?
Have a beer? Or, yeah.
You are actually
Crack
Australian.
a heavy, yeah.
And finally,
Well, normally I say crack open a cold one.
crack open a cold one.
Yeah.
A frothy. And obviously, I'll give you a motoring term. What about if I pull into a servo?
Service station. Easy.
You've passed the citizenship test. Valtteri, good luck on Sunday at Albert Park. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. My pleasure.
What a good lad.
Valtteri
Legend.
Bottas, how good is he?
How good?
And of course, when I say he's half Australian, he's dating an Australian girl.
Yeah,
Has
and-
been for the last 5 or 6
An
years.
Australian
so,
cyclist.
yeah, she's going to be trackside, and good luck to him on Sunday.
First car was a Cougar,
Yeah, Cougar.
Ford Cougar.
Quite a swish-looking car
He's
as
driven
well.
a few of them.
But he's a car guy.
Yeah. Who's he actually drive for?
Sauber.
Hey, 13-24-10. Good to know he backed into a pole like me as well.
Yeah, he's also a klutz.
Happens to the best of
It
us,
really
Jase.
does, Lauren. 13-24-10. If you want to join us on the air at the moment, I want to talk crap cars.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was, how bad did your car get? Were you driving along the Monash, towing the exhaust?
Yeah, one of my best friends, you couldn't get in the front seat passenger side. You could only get in through the driver's side of the car. So you had to either get in and climb across
Like
to get
Dukes-
into the
like
front passenger or
Dukes
climb
of
in
Hazzard.
and out the window.
Yeah, right. That's a cool look.
Was the only option.
Yeah.
Not a cool look in as a female in a skirt trying to go to the club.
Good call. 13-24-10. Formula One Grand Prix comes alive from today here in Melbourne.
And they are fancy cars, but that is not what we want to talk about this morning, Jase.
Absolutely not. What's wrong with your car, or what has been wrong with it?
How crap was your car? Chris from Berwick, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
We're good. How bad are we talking?
Oh, bad, mate. So I'll set the scene. 1987, Toyota Camry, pink pinstripe racing seat, no fifth gear, and the driver's seat, the old ratchet wheel that would recline the seat.
Yes, yeah.
Didn't have one of those. Why would you need one when you got a broom wedged into the rear seat, holding forward tension on my seat?
So it didn't
Happy
recline.
days.
Otherwise,
No,
would the seat just fall back?
Yeah, it'd be flat like a bed.
In
Flatbed it.
an accident, though, that broom handle could impale your head.
I would not be here.
Yeah, right.
There's probably
right.
many safety issues to do with that car.
Yeah, not
Chris,
just
are
the
you
broom.
still driving it?
No, I've upgraded
Was it
now
a
to
sad
a soccer
day?
mum car.
A soccer mom car.
It is a sad day.
Did you
but
trade it
will
in?
look- No, I think I gave it to scrap, I think.
Yeah, right.
To the wreckers.
13-24-10. That's great. I love when people have to replace parts in a car with just things around the house.
Yeah.
Guys, what was your first car?
Well, my dad was worked in cars.
That's right.
So he got me a Toyota Corolla Ascent, a little hatchback.
Oh, yes.
I
That
really
sounds
wanted.
quite nice.
You know what I wanted though? I wanted one of those
Convertibles?
No. I wanted one of those RAV4s that came in the purple colour. I felt like all the cool girls had them. I didn't get one.
Did you have the eyelashes on your
I got
on your front?
No, I never had that. Never had the eyelashes and never put a red nose day nose on the front of my car either. Like some of the other
I had a 1982 Ford Laser, cream in colour.
cream.
It was an
Cream.
absolute shitbox.
Cream.
Cream. It was manual though, so it taught me some beautiful life lessons on the road.
Yeah, right.
Manuals. I didn't pass my manual license.
We also had a Hyundai Elantra, which all four windows, they used to just slowly fall down.
As you were driving?
Yeah, so Dad he sort of taped them permanently so they didn't come down, so you couldn't open them.
Yeah, I remember my old man taking the side panels off the car and everything, and I'm like, how do you know how to do this?
My mum had a Mazda Astina that had the pop-up lights.
Yeah.
That's the ones I'm thinking,
And
like the
I was
pop-up
like,
lights with the eyelashes on them.
No, we never had eyelashes on them, but they were pop-up lights, and I was like, that is
Fancy.
sick.
That's fancy.
Sick.
All right, 13-24-10. What's wrong with your car? Have you driven an absolute heap before?
Tony in Mount Martha, what was your car?
Good morning, guys. Great
Morning.
to hear you again.
Good on you, Tones.
I had a Kermit Green Datsun Stanza.
Oh, strong colour. Strong
Kermit
colour.
Green. Did you
what was
call
wrong
it-
with it?
It had no windscreen wipers.
Oh,
So-
that's tough.
I thought you were going to say no windscreen.
amongst other things, but that was the main concern. So in torrential rain, I'd have to open the window and have the head out like a dog.
Like Ace Ventura.
Exactly.
You were driving along like Ace Ventura. Wow.
Oh, God, no windscreen wipers.
Wow.
The things that people used to do back in the day, you'd get in all sorts of
Oh,
trouble
you
doing
need to
that
get your
these days.
roadworthy certificate
I
these
know,
days,
all
don't
the,
you?
all the fun's gone now.
Sarah in Eynesbury, good morning. What did you
Good
drive?
morning. I drove a 1969 Ford Ute.
Yeah.
Sick.
Nice.
Used to be my dad's wood chopping Ute.
Yep.
Was it high functioning?
Not at all.
Right.
Great.
What was wrong with it?
So back in the day when you'd pull into the servo, that they would come out to fill the car up. I'd go to the petrol cap, but I'd have to pull the cover off because Dad had made a makeshift petrol tank in the back of the ute.
Hang on. He made a second tank, or like the original one was...
A second tank because the first one rusted out, so he had to put a new one in.
That's
But he
inventive.
couldn't-
And what? He just put it in the tray?
He put it in, so it was still underneath, but the actual nozzle was coming out from in the tray
Strong.
ute.
Sick.
That's strong. I love
Good on
that.
you, Dad.
Nothing better than an exposed petrol tank.
Nothing like a DIY petrol tank.
Have you seen the footage of that guy who was filling up his boat and there was fuel all over the servo?
Yes.
And instead of putting it in like the actual petrol tank slot, he's put it in the rod holder.
In the fishing rod holder.
And the boat is full of fuel.
No.
Yeah, it was going straight into the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Let's go to Emma on 132410. Emma, you drove a 1987 Toyota Camry like one of our earlier callers.
I sure did, and it was practically a family heirloom. It was passed down from my auntie to my cousin and then to me.
Yeah.
And I think I probably did the most damage to it, unfortunately. More than once I had scrap metal places leave their business card on there.
Oh,
Which is a bit
my
embarrassing.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Driving it around. I also had someone call the police once because they just assumed it was like a dumped vehicle because, I'll be honest, I wasn't the best driver at 18, so I had a few dins. But the main problem with it was that the starter motor would occasionally just not start. And when I say occasionally, like at least 3 times a week. And the first time I called RACV and the guy gave me the hot tip to hit it with a tyre iron. So he showed me where to hit it in the engine.
And it worked?
So when it wouldn't start, it did. So when I wouldn't start, I'd have to lift up the hood and then just bash the engine with this metal hole until the car turned over. So
Glorious.
you'd be outside like a nice cafe. And
Oh, that was the worst. My dad's car used to like not start all the time, and when you'd be at school pickup and you'd be like,
Come on.
I would
Come on.
be just praying, just please, if you ever start just once more, make it now.
Yeah.
Please, God.
What about the RACV with the flashing lights?
What about the
that's
RACV's?
that's rock bottom.
The RACV's advice there. Just pop the lid and give it a bash, love.
Saves them coming out.
Save us some time.
Hey, the Thumb, our executive producer that works on the show, what did you used to drive?
So it was my best mate, Fat Ben, from high school, and we
Right.
loved Fat Ben, and he loved the name, don't worry.
Yeah.
But he bought an old Ford Falcon, I think it was a 93, but his speedo didn't work, so the only way you could tell how fast you were going was by the other cars on the road, so we would just kind of match up.
Pace markers.
That's good. What about if no one else was on the road?
Oh, then we just kind of guessed it.
Yeah, right.
Guesstimate. He needs to drive through the tunnel with those really helpful lights that are in the Burnley
Oh,
tunnel,
you love
telling
those
you
lights.
the pace setters
Yeah.
that just remind you how
Guys,
slow you're going because
I
you
went
can't
through
keep
it the
up.
other day. I really liked it.
Oh, really?
You would.
But you inevitably get someone who's a bit slow in front of you, and then the lights just...
Or you're stuck in traffic and it's like, this is how fast you could be going, but
Yeah.
instead you're stuck in the tunnel
It's a
in
tease.
traffic.
Oh, I quite liked it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Could you keep up?
Yeah.
Oh, I get
don't
distracted.
I don't like when the woman comes over the
Ding,
radio and
ding,
interrupts
ding,
your favourite song.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
Dua
get
Lipa's,
off.
Dua Lipa's playing.
I
It's like,
know.
we have a 6-car pileup. I'm going
Here
to
is-
see it in a minute, Cheryl. Just chill.
Maintain a safe braking distance. Oh, thanks, love. No, what I was going to do was tailgate the person in front of me.
At Firebox 69. Get off my radio.
2410.
I agree.
What was wrong with your car? Give us a yell.
Rhiannon from Ringwood. Oh, you were driving a Toyota RAV4, my favourite cars back in the day. What colour was it, first and foremost?
It was purple as well.
Knew it.
Are you jealous?
I'm jealous. I wanted one so badly.
Still time, Lauren.
They were like quite a friendly purple.
Might trade in the Rangy for the RAV.
And the hot chicks all drove them. And I was like, oh, one day I want to be like them. Rhiannon,
One
talk to
day.
me. Was there something wrong with it? Or are you just calling to rub it in that I didn't get the car that I wanted and you did?
No, it had an issue with the central locking system, and long story short, the only door that I could open was my boot. So I had to get into the car through the boot every day.
Great.
Pops.
Great.
That is amazing.
You could just see her like on Chapel Street just popping the boot, climbing up over the front seat, and in she gets. Good on you, Rhiannon.
It used to be so easy when you were a kid. Now, trying to move from the back seat to the front, as an
Oh,
adult, your
yeah.
limbs get caught.
I don't even think our first car had seatbelts in the back seat.
No, ours didn't either.
And a friend of ours had one of those utes with the seats facing outwards
Oh, yep.
in the back.
Yeah.
If anyone drove up the back of the car, you'd be in all sorts of
Yeah, my
trouble.
dad used to. I got 3 older sisters. Mum and Dad would throw us in the back of the car. No seatbelts, no seats.
They were like bench seats.
Yeah, it was great fun. I drank the Kool-Aid. I bought a Frank Green water bottle for Clint yesterday.
Thank you, Jase.
Got it in the D's colours, and I
Red
got
and
a little monogram on there for you, didn't I?
It says D's Nuffy.
You are a D's
Thank
Nuffy.
you.
But
What does
I
yours
was,
say?
unfortunately, I was privy to the 2 hours of planning that it took him to design that Frank Green bottle for you. He changed the colours 65 times.
The website is very overwhelming.
It's actually not.
It's
You
incredibly overwhelming. Too much colour choice.
You just have to choose a bottle colour and a lid colour, and he didn't.
I'm
no
surprised you
copay.
made it to the checkout.
Yeah, me too.
What did you get?
I just went blue.
Okay.
Crazy. After 2 hours of designing yours, I thought I really need to get out of here.
I've gone Nova Red.
Yes.
Like
She's
a
office girl.
proud company gal.
Yeah. I choose to wait for my probation period to pass before I choose my water bottle on the company colours.
I'll have to change the lid.
You
then.
peaked early.
Have you done a Lauren?
Yes. So I did something very, very silly this week. We live in a little terrace. We don't have a lot of garden, but in the garden space we have, I've tried to make it like a little oasis. We live in a city, so.
Yeah. Have you
it's-
got an olive tree? Isn't that the big
No,
thing?
not
Are
an
they in
olive
at the
tree.
moment, are
On the block? You know, you can have a
Yeah.
nice little courtyard, put a little olive tree.
they? Yeah, I
But
do
no,
like that.
They're bloody fortune.
They are expensive.
People drop big coin on plants, mate.
Yeah, and so you want to keep them alive.
What about a Japanese maple?
Spenny.
They're
Spenny.
very nice.
We've
Spenny.
actually got one of those that we inherited
A maple.
when we bought the house and renovated. And I was like, get rid of that. Looks like a bunch of sticks. And the gardener came and was like, oh, no, that hasn't
Yeah,
been
that's-
looked after. Let's repo it and repurpose it.
Oh.
Have you seen
and it's
that
come
app?
back to life and it's beautiful.
It's flourishing.
Yeah, stunning.
You seen that?
Stunning.
Stunning.
Only for like a month a year, though, does
I know.
the actual beautiful
Yeah.
colours come out.
If you were just tuning in now, you'd be like,
Oh,
No.
the garden gurus.
yeah, Nova bought the garden gurus.
That's us. That's us.
have
Get
you-
Costa on here.
Have you seen that? Oh, he needs a shave. Sorry, that's
yeah,
got to go.
It's too much.
Yeah.
How
it's
rude.
It's a lot of fur.
No, it's get out the bloody Gillette.
Remington.
Yeah. Or a whippersnipper. I was going to say, have you seen that app where you take a photo of your plants and then it
Yes.
tells you what you need to do to the plant to
Yes.
bring it back?
I've seen it on Instagram. Does it
Yes.
work?
I don't know. I've never used
I've
it.
always wanted to download it.
Me too. But I've never. Shall we try it?
It's almost got me to the App Store.
Yeah, because it offers you a little tidbit like, you should add a little bit of lemon with that one.
Yes.
Yeah, and it tells you
This
what's
one-
wrong with it.
This one needs water. Bloody hell, this is a good app.
Yeah, but you can also overwater, which is a problem with some indoor plants.
Yeah.
Anyway, outside we've got these beautiful trees. We like lined. I wanted it to look like a bit of a hedge. We've got these beautiful trees around the edge, but we've recently had a heat wave,
Yeah.
and the heat wave is really making my trees suffer. They're just looking a little dry.
Haven't had much rain.
We also no.
Are they neighbours be gone?
They're not neighbours be gone, but I said to someone the other day, why didn't we just get neighbours be gone instead of these? And you know what else I
people on
did?
that app.
Yeah, Mari and what's his face?
Steve.
I think they broke up.
Yeah, that Chris and Mari
Chris and
from
Mari.
Wombat Gully.
Hello.
Oh,
Chris and Mari from Wombat Gully. I think they did split.
Murray be gone.
He always had neighbours be gone. And I've had problems with these trees because we bought out the front like smaller trees and then out the back, because our living room looks on it, we bought mature age trees, which you do pay a lot more for because they've been growing for a lot longer.
Yeah.
And then we had a possum that was walking along the fence line eating them all down. So they ended up being the same size as the young ones. So it was a waste of money. So now they're finally grown and I'm quite proud of them, but they were looking a little dry and the gardener was overdoing something, fixing it.
Where are
the
the possums
gardener.
gone?
Well, we've just moved into a new house. We had to get like the water system underneath
Oh, yeah.
as well. Anyway, I said to him, I think it's looking a bit dry. It needs some love. What could I do? And he said, you got to get sea salt. Put
Don't
sea
forget
salt,
the sea
don't
salt.
forget- Well, I've never heard of sea salt. So what we're going to do is put sea salt all over the garden bed and give it a big water.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not know that would help the trees. So there I was the next day pouring sea salt.
Sea salt.
all.
Sea soul.
Sea salt.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'd never heard of sea
Oh,
salt.
sea salt.
No.
So I'm sprinkling sea salt flakes
What,
all
table
around the
salt?
yeah, no, it's like in the you get in the box.
You should try pepper.
In the box.
Put some pepper on there as well.
Sea salt flakes all over the garden. And Paul was like,
Dave Franklin.
what are you doing? And I was
Dave
like,
Franklin would be rolling in
honey,
his...
I am feeding the plants. And he just looked at me like
What?
I was born yesterday. Does everyone know about sea salt?
Yeah.
Do they though?
Yeah.
Don't forget the
sea
sea
salt.
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 Nah, there's no way I'm the first person to have done that. There's just no way on earth.
You silly woman.
Have you
Salty
done
and delicious. trees are going beautifully.
Have you done a Lauren? 13, 24, 10. Are they going to
Shame.
die?
Well, I'll let you know.
Yeah, right.
Because I didn't pick up every grain that I sprinkled
All right,
on them.
let's see if you are the only person in Melbourne who has made this stupid mistake. 13, 24, 10. Have you done a Lauren?
Have you done a Lauren?
13, 24, 10 is our number. What have you killed in the garden is what we're asking this morning.
Oh, you know what? Keeping plants alive is so hard. I've got a fiddle leaf in my house and it is not looking healthy, but the trees outside needed sea salt and I put sea salt on them because I'd never heard of sea salt.
These days you get an insurance policy of sorts because if you buy your plants from Bunnings...
I know, it's great.
You kill them, you can take them back.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Kill it, take it back.
If you live in a rental...
They
right?
would definitely
busy
ban
with
me
you.
from the
Oh, you'd be
shop.
red flagged. So technically, if I'm in a rental, right,
Yeah.
I could get plants for 6 months. Oh, I'm moving out, kill them all, take them back, get my money.
Okay, let's
I don't
not
know
rot the
if it's a
system.
refund, more a replacement.
Ah,
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's go to Stacey in Essendon. Stacey, what did you kill?
Didn't kill anything, but we had some paint on our floorboards, and the painter told me elbow grease would get it off. So I went to Bunnings and looked for elbow grease, and I rang my husband, who's a tradie from Bunnings, to ask him.
Oh, no.
And instead of telling me, he sent me to the paint counter while he was on the phone to tell me to ask the guys for elbow grease.
That's so good.
That's the best. 13, 24, 10 is our number. We want to know...
Have you done a Lauren?
Someone suggested that I put sea salt on my plants and I put sea salt on them and have nearly killed them all.
So they are
Well, I'm assuming...
flailing.
I may have dehydrated them.
You might end up killing the possums.
God, I love salt. Oh, you're baiting.
Didn't think of that. I'm not baiting.
Oh, you're baiting the possums.
No, the possums have moved on because
You
someone
can get
also...
done for,
They
you,
have.
you can
They-
get done
no,
for baiting.
I'm not baiting.
I'm jobbing you into the council.
No.
turn
Don't
quickly.
bait the possums.
I'm an animal
Those
lover.
poor
I would never. I
possums.
found one the other day that had fallen into our courtyard and I put it in a
A
box.
possum?
Were you about to say barbecue?
No, a box, and I called the wildlife rescue people to return the possum.
Said,
what
hey,
did
it's the
Ranger
And they
baiting.
say?
said, does it have a black tail or a white tail? They needed to decipher what type of possum it was, so I opened the box and it jumped out. Like
bet-
that. And then we had to try and get it back in the box again.
Oh, so you chased it again. Poor thing's been through enough.
It was a
with the sea
baby. It was in the
salt?
house. No, we rescued it. We took it to the wildlife place.
Rescue. You tell yourself whatever helps you sleep at
You feel
night.
better?
Yeah, because I took it to the wildlife place. It attacked me.
Can we get a welfare check on the possum, please?
The possum is fine,
That-
but I was worried because it was a baby. It didn't have its mum. Its mom.
Won't even ask what happened to its mum.
It had
13
nothing to do with me. I think it fell out of the tree.
Oh, of course. That's what I all say.
I rescued it.
Yeah, save it for Judge Judy, mate.
I am an animal lover. My sausage dog caught a magpie the other day, though.
Oh, good.
Savage.
It runs in the family.
Savage. I also rescued that out of its mouth. And then I looked at the sausage dog and it had a face full of feathers. Anyway, everyone lived and survived. Possums and magpies included. Actually, it was a pigeon.
2014.
Dirty pigeon.
Have you done a Lauren?
I don't like birds.
All right, let's go to the phones. Jess in Ferntree Gully. Morning, Jess. Oh.
How are you?
We're
have
well.
you done a Lauren?
Well, it was actually my dear mum, so she's very proud of her roses. She's nearly 90, and she makes a white oil concentrate. So she buys the concentrate, waters it down, and sprays her roses when there's aphids on it.
Yeah.
So her bottle of spray was getting a little bit low, so she thought she'd top it up again. And instead of topping it up with white oil, she topped it up with Roundup.
Oh,
she killed them all.
The weed killer.
Round up the weed killer.
That'll do it.
Have you tried that?
For the possums?
Stop it. I am an animal lover. I would never hurt a possum.
Not you.
Or a pigeon.
Not you specifically. It's more the weed killer or whatever you got in that bottle.
No. I did. No.
Is it working?
I only killed the plants by accident.
When they came to pick up the rescue.
No, I had to take it there.
Oh, you spent your own fuel. Just shake off the salt before you walked in with it?
Well, we had to seal the box up because it had already jumped out once, the possum that we rescued.
You sealed
No, we
it?
put holes in it so it could breathe.
In the possum?
Every day at 8 o'clock, we'll give you a chance to win $5,000 if you want to have a crack. 13 24 10 is our number. The choice is yours, though. You can take a very easy question for a cheeky $50. You can take a medium question for $500, or you can roll the dice and go today's hard question for $5,000. All right.
There's been some additions to the question list, and there's some good ones.
There's some great ones on there.
Gettable, Jase.
I think it's gettable too.
I think the $5,000 one is gettable today.
So do I.
All right, let's go to the fans.
All right. Jennifer in Rosebud,
Hello.
good morning.
Good morning.
How's Rosebud this time of the morning?
It's looking pretty sunny.
Excellent.
It's actually sparkling out there. It's
It's
stunning.
beautiful.
Beautiful morning.
Rosebud's
Ooh,
had a real
chilly.
revival too, Jen. It's a
It
lovely.
has.
Yeah.
Good mini putt there.
Is it?
Yeah, cracker. All right, let's get down to business. Do you want to go the $50 easy question, medium question for $500, or we roll the dice and go for $5K?
I'm going to go for the 500.
500.
$500.
All right, Jennifer, I'm going to read the question. You're going to get a little 3, 2, 1 countdown bet. You have to answer within that time. Jase, do you want to play it so it doesn't throw her?
Okay, all right. So this
is what you'll
this
hear.
is the count. You'll hear the question, and then you'll have this time to answer.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Okay.
You have to answer over
So
that
it can be
countdown.
quick. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go, Jennifer.
God, she's not mucking around. She's focused, isn't she?
What year was the iPhone invented?
What year was the what?
iPhone invented.
3.
Oh, no bloody idea.
1.
Take a guess.
What would you have guessed, Jennifer?
Oh, no idea.
Think about it. iPhone.
1980 something?
Jesus.
1980, the iPhone.
Don't
Oh,
think,
no, it would have been 1990.
don't even think Steve had the skivvy on back then. 2007.
Oh, was it? There you go.
2007. I actually thought that was gettable.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Oh, shocker there from Jen.
These questions too hard. No, I would have known that.
I'll tell you what, you won't go away empty-handed. I'm going to chuck you $200 to fill up on fuel and coffee at Shell Coles Express, all right?
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem
Good
at
on
all.
you, Jennifer.
There you go. God, I remember getting the first iPhone, downloading the apps.
It was so confusing. I didn't get it at all.
To be fair, you still find it confusing.
I liked the flip phone.
Oh, flip phones.
Oh.
Good. Ericsson flip phone.
Razor?
Best phone ever.
I had the Moto.
Motorola Razor?
Yeah. Remember the ringtone? Hello, Moto. Hello, Moto. If you've seen the Herald Sun today, there is a story in there which might concern people who grew up in Melbourne because it is flashing back to yesteryear, Clint. There's a
Triggering.
story running at the moment about Victoria potentially running out of gas. We're running out of a gas supply faster than forecast. Warnings of shortfalls and extreme risks of outages over the next 4 years.
If you're building now, you can't have a gas stove, can you?
A new dwelling.
I hate induction.
Yeah.
I've got no time for induction.
Well, you better get used to it because that's what everyone's going to be using.
The
Induction.
gas is strong.
Gas
It's-
is
yeah,
great.
yeah,
More
yeah.
control
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
chicken
yeah, yeah.
cacciatore.
Oh, exactly. You don't want to be burning the stroganoff.
Try doing a risotto with induction.
Oh, no.
Good
No,
luck.
no.
You finished? Anyway, well, you know what? You might need induction if we run out of gas. But it reminded me of back in 1998. Clint, you grew up in Melbourne. You would remember this like it was yesterday. And anyone who lived in this great city back then, there was a terrible incident at the Longford gas plant. And there was an explosion. And we had no gas in Melbourne. Was it for a week, Clint?
I reckon it was about 2 weeks, a fortnight.
So no heating?
Nothing,
No,
mate,
if you
nothing.
you couldn't cook.
So if you had a
with
gas hot water system, nothing.
Gone. So we would fill up we had 2 kettles. I don't know why we had 2
Yep.
kettles or if we bought a second kettle for the occasion. 2 kettles, we'd fill them up. Mum had put all the big pots of water. We must have had electric cooking because we could boil water on the stove.
Well,
somehow.
did kettles, did cheap kettles turn into like the toilet paper of
Yeah.
COVID? Couldn't get your hands on them.
And you'd fill up the bath with as much boiling water as you could and then put some cold water in it just to make it palatable to get in. And then I'd have a quick bath and then I'd get out and then my brother would get in.
Same water?
Well, you'd have to.
Oh, that's a no
It
pee
was
policy.
shocking. We
No pee policy. Or I think he might have braved the cold showers for a bit.
Right.
And my dad's office had electric water and people would line
Really?
up in there to just have, and if you were going to the office to use it, you were like 5-second rinse, in and out for the next person.
So any cafes or anything running off gas stoves?
Nothing.
Couldn't operate. I think we punched holes in the bottom of a bucket and made a makeshift
Yes,
shower.
a lot of
and
people were doing
poured
that.
Sort of microwaved
And this was the
water.
entire city.
The entire
for
city.
weeks. Seriously, like some homes started to come on gradually, but you're right. You're bunny hopping around to various friends and neighbours who had electric heating and all the rest of it. But it was a time.
13, 24, 10 if you did go to extreme measures during that time. But Jase, you have 3 kids. How would you cope with 5 of you in the
mate.
house if you didn't have hot water
Do you
or cooking? There was no Uber Eats, by the way. You couldn't just get things delivered.
Do you remember when the water went out in our suburb? This was a couple of years back, and I had to bath. It would have been Huddy. He would have been a baby at this point. I needed to bath him, but we couldn't have. Like, there was no water. We had no water. But I had
The water just fully went out.
water fully went out. But we had a carton of sparkling water in the garage. So I bathed him in sparkling water.
No
Was
complaints.
it fine?
Felt very bougie.
Did you heat it in the microwave? Yeah, I only bathe in Evian.
Yes,
Did you heat it in the microwave or did you put them in cold?
No, heating it up in the microwave. Did a couple of bottles in the microwave and then some normal bottles, and it looked like I was making a giant punch.
So he's a baby, right? Imagine that for 2 weeks.
The loafer out as well.
Did the microwave knock the bubbles out of it?
A little bit, yeah. But
Oh
yeah, we
my
had to bathe
gosh.
him in sparkling water. Very bougie, though.
It was such a wild time.
13.
I'll never forget. At one point, I think my parents were like, "Why don't you two just jump in the bath together?"
Oh yeah.
I was like 12. That was not an option.
Yeah, I used to bath.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
No. I used to be in the bath, and my sister would be in the shower in the same room.
No. How old were you?
I would have been like 5.
Oh,
Five's
that's
fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
no
Well, tell the
worries.
truth. Were you 15 or 5?
She was 20. I was 15.
I'm
mate.
not buying it. I couldn't even stand the thought of being anywhere near the side of the house if my brother was in the bathroom.
Pass the Selson Blue 5.
13, 24, 10. Suburban survival. How'd you get through that? 13, 24, 10. We are talking suburban survival.
We are, because there is a story in the paper today about Victoria running out of gas, and Clint and I were just having a little walk down memory lane to 1998 when Victoria had that terrible gas crisis after an incident out at the gas plant. We had no gas for like 2 weeks, and parents were trying to make kids bath together, and I was like, I'm not getting in a
It
bath
was a
with my
real
brother.
scene.
All right, suburban survival. 13, 24, 10. How have you survived in the suburbs? Let's go to the phones.
Let's get to D in McKinnon. Morning, D. Hope you're well now, but
Morning,
take us
guys.
back to when it was a bit of a crisis with the showering.
Yes, morning, guys. So we used to go camping quite a bit, and my dad, for some reason, got a shower hose fitted to the bonnet of his car,
Smart.
like the engine.
That's good.
So
strong.
then you could connect a hose and heat the water. So he then set up camping tarps in our front yard, so all the neighbours were coming to have hot showers from his car, basically.
Did he start charging people for it? He could have had a decent side business there.
Good hustle.
So do you have to have the engine
He
running
could have
to...
earned a bit.
The engine?
Engine.
Engine. That's what I said.
It's engine.
Engine.
Clint?
Engine.
I'm saying engine. Did he have the engine running to heat up the... Why is everyone poking their tongue and laughing?
Did he have to have the engine running to make the water hot?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I said the same thing. I said engine.
No, you didn't. Let's go to Rosie in Cranbourne. It was a terrible time, 1998, when
Wasn't
we had
it?
the gas shortage.
What do you got for us, Rosie?
Yeah, at the time I was an apprentice chef, and we were such a busy venue out in Berwick, the good old Berwick Inn on the corner there.
Yeah.
And,
Berwick Inn.
Yeah, we were lucky enough that our owner was able to secure some large gas bottles.
Oh, yeah.
So we still operated on a very limited menu, but we had to set up barbecues outside in the back courtyard.
Oh, yeah.
And we were so flat out with orders because, so many people over that side.
You couldn't cook.
We're not.
Yeah.
Couldn't cook.
It was
That's
so
right.
bad.
So-
You couldn't cook. Because most people had gas stove. You couldn't cook anything. You couldn't shower.
Microwave meals
We
or
were
nothing.
All walking around like these hungry, festy little people. No
Smelly.
showers,
Do you
no
know what
food.
blows my mind that has never been invented?
Talk to
right?
me.
Does my absolute head in.
Well, wait,
And
just think about it. Do you want to invent it? Because someone else might.
We're on Shark Tank right now. What do you
Okay.
got for us?
We'll be your sharks.
you know when you're cooking the barbecue, you got everyone over,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm going to run the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Have I got enough gas? And you pick
I'm
up the
out,
gas
sorry.
bottle. What? You haven't heard the pitch yet. You pick up the gas bottle and you sort of like lifting it to go, is it heavy, is it light?
Well, I've seen.
Surely there should be a gauge on there.
Surely, I've seen
None
Paul
of them.
do that, and I'm like, "What? How do you not know? How can you
it's
not
a
tell?"
lot lighter. It's a lot lighter.
You literally just pick it up and weigh it yourself.
Yes.
Well, that's a ridiculous system.
Who would like to invest?
Someone else before you, much smarter than you, has already thought of that, I'm sure.
Surely. Like, it blows my mind. Every time someone's around, I'm like, will we cook the steaks in time? Let's run the gauntlet.
But what's the plan? And then what? You just have to run down to the service station to pick up a new one.
Yep. Because only bougie people have spare gas bottles.
Oh, yeah.
No
More than
one.
one.
But
You've
More
got
than
lots
one.
of money.
High roller.
Yeah.
Absolute high roller.
And then do you exchange it?
You do.
Yeah.
And what does it cost to get? I've never done the barbecue
Do
run.
you exchange the gas
No, but
bottle?
then you obviously exchange an empty one for a full one. And what does it cost?
You know what you should do?
It's not free.
Start with the soda stream canister.
Oh, the soda stream replacement.
and work your way up. Well, that's disappointing. You're on Nova 100. Sorry, I thought we cracked a gold mine. I thought we're
What's
on here, guys.
disappointing?
Well, I was saying surely someone's come up with some sort of device to measure how much gas is in your gas
I said
bottle.
I was out.
And I said, surely they have.
Yep, they do. All over Bunnings. You get it for 20
Here's a
bucks.
hack. You can fill a large bucket with warm water, gently pour the water down the side of the gas bottle, feel the temperature. Carefully feel the gas bottle from the bottom up.
That's way too hard.
Sorry, man. I've already been to Shell Coles Express and swapped my gas bottles in the
Yeah, I
time
know.
your kettle's boiled. Exactly. Hey, want to get your thoughts on something that happened at our place the other day. See where you sit on this one. We were going out for lunch, Lou and I, and we got a babysitter around to watch our 2-year-old Archie. Booked a babysitter for 11 o'clock. Thought get a head start on lunch. Now he goes down for a sleep at between 11 and 11:30. Babysitter arrives. I put the baby down to sleep.
That's an easy gig for the babysitter.
Exactly.
That's Netflix.
Nothing. Just getting paid to sit there and watch. My wife asked her if she wouldn't mind building a flat pack cabinet.
Oh.
No, that's
My
too
Lord.
far.
What?
I get domestic household duties, like
Like empty the dishwasher, maybe.
fold the laundry, maybe.
Exactly. Not
No.
flat pack.
Here's an Allen key.
How big is the flat pack?
Like it was only a small little bookshelf.
No.
You could see the look of fear go over the babysitter.
Did the babysitter say, hey, guys, is there anything I can do to help around the house? What can I do? Give me a, or did Lou just go, hi, thank God you're here?
No. She did say, she goes, anything need doing? And Lou literally held up an Allen key and was like, well, if you have time and you're confident, would you mind building this flat pack
Because
cabinet?
to be honest, I don't even have kids, but I would book a babysitter and say, oh, the baby's already asleep. Would you mind doing these flat packs for me?
And
I'll
you've
just
got
go
no
out for
nursery.
lunch."
There's no baby.
There's no baby. There's no nursery.
How'd she go? Did she do it?
Here's $15 an hour.
I could see the look of panic,
Yeah.
and I stepped
Oh, you
in,
jumped
and I
in.
said, well, I knew what was going to happen. I would come home, and there'd be bits everywhere,
Yeah.
and then I would have to be and I'm not. Don't get me wrong, I'm not great with flat pack at the best of times, but having to take over a flat pack that's half built is an absolute
Yeah, no,
nightmare.
because everyone's got the pieces in their own little
Exactly,
system.
exactly.
Once you start a flat pack, you are
There's no turning
solely
back.
responsible to finish it.
You know, we
How long were you going out for?
only 2 hours.
Oh, that's not enough time.
No, you need a whole day for
Well,
that.
well, in the past, I've done Airtasker. Lauren put me on to Airtasker.
Always
mate,
Airtasker for flat. There's flat pack experts on there, and they love it. And
Well,
they get paid. It's
they
like
are
building Lego.
quick.
I know, but that's what I thought. I found this young kid who said he's a flat pack expert, and I
Yeah.
bought from Aldi special buy a desk and a filing cabinet, and he was there for 8.5 hours, and his dad had to come around and help him. I ended up cooking them dinner out of guilt. I paid them more than I paid for the furniture I got from Aldi.
Did you read his reviews?
Yeah,
And everyone else said he'd been great. It was just your house.
they
that
said he
went-
was strong in the gardening area.
Well, why did you get him as a flat pack expert?
He was cheap. Big shout out. You're heading along to the G tonight. Saints v the Pies. Come on, Collingwood.
Yeah, I think the Pies have this one.
We are due for a win.
Yeah, at the start of the season can often be a bit rocky. Round 3, this is yours, Collingwood.
See, the stadiums have gotten into a bit of a war. You know how...
I know, because everyone's been criticising the MCG for the food prices going up again. I feel like we have the same conversation every year.
Yeah.
And so Marvel have put their prices, they've been brought to a screeching halt.
Well, you know who manages Marvel?
Who?
The AFL. They own it.
Oh.
So it's really the AFL versus the MCC.
So is a pie the same price at both stadiums now? Or?
So a pie is cheaper at Marvel.
Ah.
Cheap pies.
Oh.
Rat coffins.
Wow. The AFL own Marvel Stadium.
Yeah.
Entirely.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, good for them. Didn't realise they were investing in real estate.
You know what?
Do they own any of the other stadiums?
While we're on the
just
stadium
Marvel.
menu, I know I've pitched this before, but I'd really
Hit me
like them
with
to
it.
look at the edible hot chip cup that we had in the 90s.
Yeah, they had them at Werribee Mansion when I was a kid. I remember
Yeah.
we had hot chips in it was like a waffle cone
Yes,
almost,
but
a
more
wafer
savoury
cone.
than sweet.
Yeah,
I like
and
that,
my
actually.
brother was eating hot chips and and he got chased by a peacock.
Right.
And while he was trying to finish his container because he didn't want to give it to the peacock, and he was running around the grounds of Werribee Mansion being chased by this peacock, and he just was not going to let the peacock have it.
I wouldn't either. But yeah,
Finished
you
his
finish
edible
it.
cup.
But my issue with it is when you add a condiment.
No,
what
no,
happens?
it's fine. There's salt and sauce in there, but it's a savoury wafer. It's not sweet.
Right.
And think about...
it's not sweet.
No, it's like a savoury wafer.
Yeah, well,
because otherwise, the minute you add
Say savoury wafer.
savoury,
Yeah.
I just feel like a bit of dead horse, and it's getting a bit
honestly,
salty.
Someone will be doing them somewhere.
Yeah, it's good for the
It'll be on
environment.
that Gordon Ramsay food show. Someone will
the
invent.
one
You know how
coming
they're
up, Food
food
Masters.
innovation.
You know
Yeah.
what? Let's look into it. I would like to roll that out at the G, please. Good luck to the Pies
Yeah,
tonight.
less rubbish. I'm into it. I love a good wedding. Everyone loves a wedding. Everyone loves a love story.
I find it goes through patches in your life. You know what I mean? Like there's a big wedding.
marriage?
No. No, but like you get invited to a lot of weddings and
Oh,
it dries
yeah.
up for a
Yeah,
bit, and then there's a new crowd
Years
that comes
of weddings.
But I do love a good wedding.
I love a good wedding. I love a good love story. But you know what's in vogue at the moment? Divorces. Divorces are huge. A lot of people getting divorced. 48% of marriages here in Australia.
48. 48%.
Are you serious?
I just read that somewhere. Let me just quickly.
48%.
Divorces in Australia. It has remained around this percentage in recent years, shifting slightly higher to 48% in that was 2021.
COVID.
Oh.
Murders would have been up to.
No one could leave the house. Divorces.
So it's on trend.
Yeah, divorces are huge. And ladies, listen up if your marriage is on the rocks. Emrata, supermodel. You know, she was in the...
I've only just figured out that Emily Ratajkowski
Is Emrata.
Is Emrata.
Yeah,
thought they were two
to
different
me it was
people.
always Ratajkowski.
Oh.
I thought they
I've
were
always
two
called
people.
her Emrata. No, well, same person.
Ratajkowski.
Same person. She was in the Blurred Lines film
glamorous.
clip.
Yeah.
She, remember that clip of her being pressed up against the car, Passion Harry Styles recently?
That's right.
Yeah, against the van.
That was very sexy, wasn't
That
it?
was-
And then-
That was bordering on too sexy.
Didn't know what you were
Well
going to say there.
censored. Well censored.
She did. She had a little...
I was like, where was that dump button?
A little moment of love with Harry Styles. Anyway, not surprisingly, she's getting a divorce.
Not from Harry, because they weren't married.
No, they were never married. She was married to Sebastian Bear McLeod, and she had this amazing engagement ring that went viral because it was like a pear diamond and a square diamond.
That's a bit
and
greedy.
they were sort of put together in this beautiful, unique style. Anyway, she is getting a divorce, and she has posted a picture of her 2 brand new rings. One is the pear, one is the square, saying these rings represent my own personal evolution. I don't think a woman...
Pear in the square.
The pear and the square. I don't think a woman should be stripped of her diamonds just because she is losing a man.
What are you doing with them otherwise?
I don't know.
Like, do you hand them back? You don't hand them.
some
you
people
can't hand them
do,
back.
some people
No,
don't.
I think depending on the time period, the marriage.
Like if it's 6 months.
I think depending on the situation.
Yeah, okay.
If he's
depending-
run off with his secretary, he ain't getting no diamonds back, doll.
Did you
Yeah.
keep yours?
I did.
Yeah. You do you, boo. Good. I wouldn't be part
I
with anything.
deserved them.
Yeah, right.
I ate them.
I got rid of them quick smart, but I kept them momentarily because throwing them off the side of a boat
but
was
kept the diamonds.
a waste.
I love it.
So a lot of people are doing this. They're getting their jewellery repurposed into other pieces. How would you feel if you met a woman who was wearing a beautiful ring and you said, "What's that?" and they said, "Oh, it's my old engagement ring."
I would have a problem if it was still in a ring form.
Right.
Yeah. Like a nice little necklace or some earrings.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe a nose stud. You know, like I just...
What's that nose stud? Oh, that's from me ex-husband.
Yeah, no, I
Oh, the belly button. Got a stud in there.
A dangler.
Oh, go lower. Whoa. I would have an issue with it if it was in still in ring form.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
Did you, because you know the other big thing, did you ever throw a divorce party?
No, but a lot of people are doing that too. It's like a reverse hens party.
Yeah.
Divorce
Who do you invite?
parties.
Just
Well, I think
Everyone
you
you invited
to the
should
wedding?
invite everyone that went to the wedding.
Yeah.
But
You'd
they
want
all,
them to
they
give
all
their
leave with the
gift
gifts. Yeah.
Oh, strong.
No, I can't give my Providor voucher back. I've already made the chicken cacciatore. It's too late. You got a free meal at my wedding.
Really enjoying that air fryer.
Yeah, divorce parties are also a big thing. I'm telling you, divorce are in vogue. 48%. That's huge.
Yeah, that
Has that number dropped since COVID?
that concerns me.
recently?
That's
Well, Jane on our show, producer Jane, she's
The
our
narc.
she's our resident celebrant.
yes, yeah. How many weddings have you done now?
I have done 70 and none of them have been divorced.
Yeah, no, but you're quite new in the
Really?
game. Give it a year.
None of them. You've got 100% strike rate.
Yes, my strike rate is 100%.
Is that something you advertise on your website? Or
No, you can't do that.
I would.
100% strike rate. You're not a surgeon. Even then, they don't do that.
Do couples ask you, when they sit down and meet with you, do they go, are all the other couples you've...
Yeah, and I say it's like no win, no fee. If you get a divorce, I'll refund you.
Really?
That's good. You know what? That's
Because I'm applying for a refund.
It's like Slater and Gordon.
Gonna be a good day.
Jason Lauren.
Wake up feeling good.
On Nova 100.
Jason Lauren.
Follow them on socials.